Dear poor people, James Carville says that the problem with the Democrat Party is too many women in the leadership. Now, James Carville, this is before the debate, was speaking at the Aspen Ideas Conference, talking about a variety of subjects, but part of what he was talking about, which I found very interesting, was that the Democrat Party is losing men. Now, as you know, on this channel, I have talked a lot about the shift of Black men who are fleeing the Democrat Party. Some people say fleeing the Democrat plantation. But James Carville says, and I agree with him, that this is not about Black men. This is about men in general, because the Democrat Party has lost its appeal. They're not appealing to men. And it's reminding me very much of a lot of what's happening in the church. I can speak specifically for the Black church, but I suspect in beyond the Black church, what's happening is there is a message that is happening in many of these institutions where men were able to find solace and encouragement and guidance and direction. That has all changed by the insertion of women and their growing prominence in these institutions. Now, if you have some problem with some risque and colorful language, this may not be the video for you, because he is a, let's just say, plain speaking man. However, if you're not, he has something very interesting to say, so I think we should listen.
Let's have you talk about or answer the question that is the animating purpose of why we're here, because the name of this conversation is Talking a Blue Streak. Have Democrats forgotten how to communicate? So answer that question. Have Democrats forgotten how to communicate?
So Democratic lapse into coastal language, and it's very, very unproductive. And when you start speaking in a language that people don't speak, they resent that. And if you start speaking like NPR, you're going to lose votes. So I tell people, there's one term that I just don't like, the term communities of color. I don't know what the hell it means. So I live in New Orleans. So they got three guys on the street corner. I said, hey fellas, how are things in the community of color today? They said, what's this son of a bitch talking about?
Seriously,
Jive-ass bastard out of here. All right? Talk to address people like they address each other. And we started on this coded language, and we let it get away from us. And people, it hurt us. And it's what I call coastal condensation, that we know what's best for you. Don't eat hamburgers, don't watch football, don't drink beer. Guess where our young male number is going? In the toilet, all right? Because Democratic messaging, I'm sorry, is too feminine. It just is.
Okay, James, I'm going to stop you right there, but we're going to keep going, because I want to quote something you said. You told Donnie Deutsch earlier, actually a few weeks ago, on his podcast. I'm going to try to leave out some of the expletives. Here's what you said. Unless you want me to say the words. I mean, Okay. So Donnie was asking you about, the shrinking male support for Democrats. And you said, and I quote, I think Democratic culture has too many preachy females. It's too much, don't eat hamburgers, don't watch football, wear a condom. Like, man, shit, leave me the fuck alone, okay? Like, I got a goddamn life to lead. And then he said, I call this cosmopolitan condensation. James. I get where you're coming from.
Okay, thank you.
But there are a lot of people for whom saying that there are too many preachy females might sound like you're a 20th century man in a 21st century country. That has changed.
Okay, so let me say something about this. First of all, this idea of this preachy females, I don't know any men, maybe you all do, but I don't know any men that want to be subjected to women who are constantly telling them what to do, or even a little bit of telling them what to do. That is not a men's idea of a good time or a good place. They absolutely are willing to, again, like I said, seek guidance and encouragement and instruction, but not in a way that is preaching down to them. What James Carville failed to say is it's not that that the Democrats have adopted a coastal language. What they have adopted is an elitist language. The problem with Democrat Party is basically they are showing their elitism. They have become the coastal party of the elites. And the elites have a coded language in which they all speak to each other, and they want us to speak as well. And many of us are saying, we don't talk like that, and we don't want to talk like that. And we find that there's a lot of, let's say, really nefarious reasons behind some of this coded language. So it is rejected, but it is absolutely rejected by men. And again, what I said about Black men applies to all men, because the truth is there's not a great deal of difference between Black men and all men. Men basically are the same, and in general want the same things out of life. And what they definitely do not want is to be told what to do, how to live, where to stand, how to sit, what to eat, when to be by women. That they definitely do not want. And to be honest, I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. And I think that the gentleman here is incorrect when he says, you appear to be sort of an old-fashioned 20th century man at a time when society has changed. No. Here's the problem, and pay attention, because people are not going to tell you this, but I will. Here's the problem. The problem is women may have changed. Gay men may have changed. There may be other demographics in the society that have changed, but heterosexual men really have not changed. They have and are what they have always been, and they want what they've always wanted. Essentially, there have been no fundamental changes in heterosexual men. So because everybody around them might be making changes and maybe even trying to force them into a new culture and a new way of life that they don't want, what we are seeing now by them abandoning the church and now abandoning the Democrat Party, they are abandoning the institutions that they built that are changing underneath their feet. They are rejecting them and they are going somewhere else. I'll let him finish.
So what's wrong with people saying, and by the way, it wasn't Democrats saying don't watch football. That was Republicans, but that's a digression. Talk to me and other people for whom what you said there is uncomfortable, maybe to some unconscionable.
If you think about Democratic messaging, listen to NPR. Read what comes out of there, all right? And you can see it. And I'm sorry, there are too many preachy females in Democratic campaign culture, all right? And we come across to people as judgmental. And that's not good at all. You can come across as understanding. And if the proof is not in the pudding, look at the male number of people that identify as Democrats. And you can keep talking like that, but one of the things that I found out, there are actually people who don't mind losing an election because it makes them feel better and superior. They ain't nothing short of winning. That's what you're about. If you don't win, you don't have shit. You're just running around with talking points. All right? And you don't win elections by telling people that their dietary habits are bad. or they shouldn't be watching football and drinking beer at the same time. Not good. I got news for you. Football's popular. People watch it. And that's exactly what I mean, Jonathan. You know, sometimes I say things to be provocative, to make people think about it. I knew exactly what I was saying. I said it I thought about it. I said it to Maureen Dowd. I'm not going to give Maureen an interview and not know what I'm saying. Okay? And I wanted to provoke a discussion about democratic messaging and democratic language.
And I will say he has done absolutely that. And it's not about Democrat messaging and Democrat language, although that's a part of it. It is absolutely about the elite code. This is a code. It is a code of acceptance. It's a code of camaraderie. And it is a way that they operate and they network and that they mix in with each other because they speak a language that most people find nonsensical, but to them, they know exactly what they're saying and they know exactly what they mean. And they are building policy and they are trying to build our reality on it. And what they are finding is that men are rejecting this reality that many women who are, again, have risen to prominence in these institutions, the Democrat Party, maybe in the church, these women that have risen to prominence and have brought with them this language and this elitist culture are being rejected by men. You can give men instruction, men can be encouraged, men can receive direction, men can have all of that. They don't mind it. They will do it. They will be humble and grateful for it if it's done with respect. However, this looking down, this elitist holding your nose open at people, and I know the best way for you to live, and I know the best thing for you to do, and removing from you your agency, which is exactly what these women are doing. They are taking their agency from men. What is happening is there are men, there are women. Women are going along with it. Maybe gay men are going along with it. Maybe there are other demographics that are going along with it. But who is rejecting this is heterosexual men. And I'm telling you, y'all better get ready, because there is going to be a serious conversation between men and women that is going to bust wide open, because men are going to finally stand up and say, we are tired of this and we are not doing it anymore. We are not going along with it. And I'll be very glad when it happens, because I feel like it will bring some balance back. Let's do that. Let's have some balance back in here. So come on, men. Don't wait too long. Suit up, boot up. Let's go. I want to see what it looks like. I want to see y'all take your spot and tell us what you want. It'd be very nice to hear that. Thank you. I hope you all please like, share, subscribe. I really appreciate you visiting my channel and watching this video. Please click the notification button so you'll know when I'm dropping the next video. I can't wait to see you back on this channel again. You have a great night. Bye-bye.